Coleman go out with an ankle injury. Breida, K'Wan Williams, and Robbie both had dehydration but returned.
Robbie did too?
Yes.
How significant is the Coleman injury?
Not sure yet. Yeah, we'll have to get x-rays and see after this game.
Nick Bosa made it through, okay?
What's that?
Nick Bosa.
Yeah, he did. I had no report on him yet, so I know guys will get checked up tonight and then tomorrow morning, and we'll see tomorrow afternoon.
So when Robbie hit that last field goal, on top of it,
Yeah, he was cramping a little bit. So.
Were the cramps an issue on the 57 yard?
Maybe. You have to ask him. No, but I was glad he attempted it. That was right where we wanted to do it. Not wanted to, we wanted closer, but needed one more yard.
Are you concerned with Coleman just because you ruled him out so quick?
Yes, I am.
So takeaways, big talking point heading into this season. Just how refreshing is it to see cornerbacks make big plays?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, I think hopefully we got that. Well, compared to last year, I think we already beat it, right? So we had 3 today and 2 last year, so it's good to get that monkey off our back a little bit. But we didn't play our best ball today, but the guys played very hard. When you got 21 points called back from penalties. We gave them a number of free first downs off penalties. Just a lot of self-inflicted wounds that we weren't proud of. But the guys to still battle and to fight and come up with that win just shows how hard the guys fought, especially in this heat and stuff, which I know guys were struggling. So, and also losing one of our linebackers early in the first quarter was tough to overcome, but the guys kept fighting through and pulled out a win, and I'm very happy about that.
How would you describe or evaluate Jimmy's play today?
I think the whole offense was shaky. I think he made a couple good throws, but Jimmy and everyone else, including myself, needs to get a lot more consistent. There were some things out there that we missed, which I think made it a much tighter game than it needed to be. Fortunately, our defense got us some turnovers. They got 4 of them, which it's hard to win when you have 2 turnovers on offense, but when you get 4 on the other side, especially when they scored on 2 of them, that makes it a little easier to overcome some sloppy play that we had on O.
As you mentioned, there's so much talk about how no interceptions by a quarterback last year. Witherspoon's interception, closer forward than Homestead with pressure and Winston. Is that kind of the recipe you imagine? Quarterbacks getting grass, having to chuck it?
Yeah, that's usually what happens very rarely do they just throw it to the other team. These quarterbacks are real good, so when you got guys coming after them, it makes it a lot harder. The final one was a screen, so everyone got through on that, but just sailed over him a little bit, but he made the play, and I think we dropped a couple too, but I was real happy with the guys that they got that.
There were a couple passes that Jimmy made that they weren't great, but they were catchable too. With those passes being inaccurate, is that just a product of rust, or what would you say?
No, I think it's both. I don't know about rust or anything, but if receivers touch it, we expect them to catch it. So, we want the receivers to catch it anytime they can touch it, and we always will challenge the quarterback to try to make it easier on them also.
The offensive pass interference that wiped out the Kittle touchdown, what was your view on that, and did you consider it challenging?
No, because their guy ran into him. He was chasing him to the flat from what I saw. And when they do collide, I know that won't get overturned. I also was frustrated with it because it was on our fullback who had nothing to do with the play. But I'll see it when it's on the tape. But, yeah, it was just a frustrating one.
Dante Pettis didn't see a lot of snaps today.
Well, who's that?
Dante Pettis didn't see a lot of snaps today. Was it health issues or was it more?
A little bit of both. He had health issues, so that's why he missed a week of practice. He just got cleared to come back on Monday, so he was a little behind the 8 ball on that. But he didn't start the game, and we didn't have a ton of long drives where we got into the substitution flow. But he went into this game backing up, and when he did go in there, from everything I saw live, he did a hell of a job. So hopefully he'll work off that and continue to earn some more time out there.
What were the biggest applause for in there? What were some of the things that you guys were celebrating?
We're celebrating our turnovers. We're celebrating the win first and foremost. It was nice to give Quan the ball, even though he played a quarter with us. I know it's a big deal for him coming home to Tampa. He did a lot of good things here and played a lot of good ball in that stadium. So I know it was a big deal for him, and I know it was hard on him to only get to play the first quarter. But I think guys were pumped up. We were able to win it for him and give him the game ball.
That particular play, Kyle, was he at fault? Was he too amped to make that tackle?
No, that's what's hard about the challenge of these rules. You got a 200 and I don't know how much Jameis Winston weighs, but he's a very big guy, and you got him running, and you're right at the sticks, and you don't know whether they're going to slide or lower their shoulder and run someone over like he does left and right. So Quan brought it, which you kind of have to do. you want them to do that without leading with their head, and which sometimes is physically impossible. But you want to challenge them hard on that. We'll review the tape and slow it down and figure out how to coach him on that. So I'm sure he did deserve the penalty. It's just very tough when you only have 46 guys up on game day and you lose a guy in the first quarter. That's gonna it's not like college where you have 100 people on the field. So that's gonna end up being a huge problem for people in this league.
What did you think of the no call against Sherman and then the challenge and then that becoming a pass interference call?
The one at the very end.
No, early.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, no, I saw it, and you could see him. They showed it up on the replay, so you could see he grabbed him. So it was a good job of them. I was going to throw my first one when I thought it was offensive PI at the end, but it was the last play of the game, so I didn't get to do it, and ended up not being one, so it was all right.
If Coleman's injury is serious, do you feel like you have enough here from the running backs to, do you feel good about that position, or do you have to look elsewhere?
Well, yeah, I mean, we really like her. I mean, we love Jeff, who's on practice squad. So Jeff's a great player. We'll see what's up with Tevin and how long he will be out. And then you see what else is out there. But, we like to have 3 guys up on game day. And if Tevin can't go, we'll have 2 and most likely bring Jeff up.
The first time getting Nick and Dee on the field together, how do you think they played?
From what I saw, it looked good. I know they weren't out there all the time, but I saw them make a few plays. Every time I looked up, it seemed like when Bosa was in, he got back there. Missed Jameis on a couple that I saw, but Jameis is pretty good at that too. He's done that to a lot of good players. But I was really happy how they got in the backfield, and not just them two, but it seemed like the whole D-line.
Kyle, as hard as you guys have worked for this, and it is just one game, but how important is this kind of validation for everybody's hard work to come out and get a win?
I think it's huge. I mean, especially just as hard as we played, and that's there's lots of things. It's fun to win when you can be hard on the guys the next day, because there's lots of stuff on that tape that could have cost us that game, and all 3 phases. And very rarely is it perfect, but I was disappointed with that, and to still be able to pull out a win says a lot about the guys we got in there, how important it was to them, how hard they were fighting. They weren't looking to make excuses or looking to blame it on someone. They all just kept grinding, and when you do that, usually good things happen.
2 more, please.
You have a winning record as a head coach. How does that feel?
Feels good. Can we stop right now? It feels nice to finally be on the plus side. Last year I got to 500 at 101, so it feels better this year so far.
With Witherspoon having had somewhat of an embattled season last year, can you just talk about the work that went into having the kind of game he had?
I'm just real happy for him. We know he had some ups. He was real all positive the first year. How he came on strong. Last year, he battled. He had some up and down moments, and you want to see how people respond. And he came into this offseason. You could tell he had done work on his own, battled through a couple injuries in the offseason, rehabbed very hard, worked his tail off. He's had a great camp, and we expected him to do better because of just how consistent he's been. But I'm happy for him that he got to show everyone else and do it out there and play a hell of a game.
What are the coaching points on Garoppolo's pick 6?
Don't throw it. You do a quick game to the field. A lot of times you're expecting a corner to just play off and look inside, not thinking you're going to throw it to a back. But you got to see the throw. The corner's flat-footed. He made a great break on the ball, and that's why it's sometimes scary to throw to the field. And Jimmy's got the arm to do that, but that corner teed off on it and made a risky gamble and made us pay. So just one you got to learn from, and it happens.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Sherman.